Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's circle on sustainability the Nestle way. Today we have Mr. Sanjay Khajuria, who is the Director Corporate Affairs at Nestle India, and he's been with Nestle for about 25 years. Earlier, he was the head of legal. We also have accompanying him the Nestle team, wherein we have the product head, we have the engineering guys, and also the head of dairy. So basically, today's circle is going to talk about how Nestle thinks about sustainability, how they think about building a business, basically a business perspective with an approach to creating shared value, and how they are mindful about sustainability not only at each stage of the production but also throughout the life cycle of the product. So over to Mr. Khajuria, who's going to be the moderator of today's session.
Thanks a lot, Vaishali, for your introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. This is an absolute pleasure to be with you. So, what me and my colleagues are going to share with you today is the sustainability journey and how we are further accelerating this. I have my colleague Mansi, Sanjay Bansal, and Jai Kishan on the call as well. Uh, as some of you may know, we are in India for last over 100 years. We started in 1912, and being sustainable is integral to what we do. Sustainability has become, as you know, all the more important for every organization. Employees want to work for a company which is sustainable and has a purpose. The suppliers want to grow with a company that helps them grow as well, and consumer expect honesty, transparency, and a positive impact which the company is making. Let me talk a bit about climate change. As Vaishali said, this is one topic which we also want to pick today and dive a little deeper. Uh, you must have been reading about what is happening on climate change, what is net zero, how the temperature is going up, and what will be the impact if the temperature keeps going up. So, I'll just give you a little bit of background. The global temperatures have been rising. From industrial revolution time, it has risen by about 1 degree centigrade. So why concern now? The concern really is because it is rising much faster now, and we all need to do something. Governments are doing their part, so are organizations, and many of us in our individual capacity. Before I take this further, I just thought I'll share a few examples with you. Uh, if the temperature were to go up by 1.5 degrees to, let's say, 3.2, which could be a likely scenario if we don't take some tough positions and tough stands. If it is 3.2 degrees, then the Australian milk production will drop by approximately 20%. Half of the wheat grown in the US and third of rice grown in India could be gone. High volatility on the coffee market due to different growing seasons. And let's assume a good situation where it goes only by 1.5 degrees, which actually is not very good. We would see wheat production in India dropping by about 23% and maize production by 18%. And the milk production could go down by 15 metric tons. Both these figures are for 2050. So as a company, what we are doing, we are focusing a lot, like what we've been doing in the past and accelerating it now. Sustainable sourcing. I'm sure you all read about regenerative agriculture and the steps which need to be taken. Work on packaging. How packaging can be made sustainable, how we make sure about plastic neutrality and other things, sustainable manufacturing, sustainable logistics. When we look at products, what recipes would be better when it comes to reduction in greenhouse gas emission, and lastly, but very importantly, how to communicate the initiatives which can be replicated and can be very inspiring. These are few examples, but across the value chain, there are many things which need to be done. Uh, all of us at Nestle are quite passionate towards this sustainability and how to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Three of my colleagues, and I'll quickly introduce them to you, who are here and will share their experiences. Mansi is the dairy category marketing head. Sanjay Bansal is the Senior Manager Services for Technical Support. So he provides support to all manufacturing locations for Nestle and is very passionate about saving water and energy. And Jackie Kishan, who is the lead in sustainable packaging, again, both Mansi and Jackie are equally passionate, like Sanjay, on what they are doing. So, what I'm going to do in next few minutes, I will take this opportunity of asking a few questions to my colleagues. So, my first question to Mansi really, Mansi, you've just moved to paper straw from plastic straws for RTD products, and here I talk about Milo and Nescafe. What was the thinking? What was the learning? How did you execute? How are you trying to change consumer behavior? When I say consumer, all of us. And what more needs to be done?
Thanks, Sanjay sir. I am personally very excited to be part of this initiative for our brands of Nescafe, entire range of our ready-to-drink cold coffee packs, and Milo beverage packs as well. This initiative, Sanjay sir, is actually one more step in Nestle's overall sustainability journey. As you mentioned, and I'm sure the audience registered, that we are constantly looking for endeavors and means to make all our brands more sustainable for our consumers. Eliminating plastic straws and replacing them with paper straws is just the start of our journey on the ready to drink portfolio. We are also already working on endeavors to also replace the plastic wrapper around these straws. Efforts are on for that, and we mean to ensure that this journey continues for us. In this journey, we welcome and would love for all our consumers, the Gen Zs of Nescafe, RTD, people on the call, all of us, you, me, should participate and ensure we do our little bit and one more step from our side towards this sustainability journey. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mansi. I was just trying to unmute. So thanks a lot for this. As you all know, one of the key areas when it comes to reduction of greenhouse gases is reducing dependence on fossil fuel. Uh, Sanjay, if I could request you to give us a little bit of what you are doing when it comes to manufacturing locations.
Yes, thanks, Sanjay. What we are doing over here is that before I go into the initiatives what Nestle is doing, I just want to brief that greenhouse gases are getting emitted because we use energy for our manufacturing. Energy, when we talk about the energy usage, basically it comes the power which we are using for running our operations. Then we do use some fuels in our factory. So all these things like fuels, we use coal, we use HSD, we use furnace oil. These are the fuels or natural gas which emit CO2, which is greenhouse gases. It has emission is there. So there was a we always put a lot of efforts to reduce energy so that indirectly we reduce the greenhouse gases. But then all of a sudden there was also some kind of a initiatives we have started where we focus that really we have to convert our fuels to the cleaner fuels or the green fuels. And this journey started when in NCR there was a lot of pollutions are there during the winter season. So we start moving from heavy oils to the HSD and to the natural gas. Then now we are going to the biomass. So our journey is started sometime in 2016, and now by 2025 we have a aim that we will be reducing our carbon footprint by 25%. And what our plans, what we had made for India market, that we shall be reducing our greenhouse gases much better than 25% what our targets are there. So basically what we are replacing is the fuels with the cleaner or green fuel. Biomass boilers are we are putting huge investment in our most of the factories where we are using now greenhouse gases. So using biomass, which will be reducing the CO2 emissions. These are the few things which we will be doing, and we have started and even some of the factories like in south or in north, we have already using the natural gas in place. Thank you.
Thank you. Jackie, if I could come to you, I was reading some figures the other day that as a country, we generate roughly 26,000 tons of plastic waste every day, which finally ends up either in landfills or in ocean rivers, if not managed very well. I understand there is a lot of work which you are doing basically to move to easy to recycle or easy to manage plastic packaging. Would you be able to share some examples?
Yes, sir. So, thank you for the question. So, essentially, the problem of waste management comes from the fact that most of the plastics are not easy to recycle. So, companies can actually move their plastic packaging to recyclable by moving it to single family polymers or monomaterials, as they are commonly known. So, we at Nestle have also been working extensively on these monomaterials. The important thing to note is that there is a journey in upgrading technology to enable existing lines to be able to use these polymers. We have started this journey a couple of years back, and we have already traveled this journey for some lines for key brands. So we have been rolling them out in a phased manner for different brands, for confectionery business and our food business. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jackie. While we have you, I believe that there is very useful and worthwhile work which is being done to change consumer behavior through some projects like Hildari. Would you like to share your experience there?
Yeah, this is one of the project which is close to every person's heart in Nestle. So I would like to touch upon the project Hildari. Like the word says, it was based in Missouri, so it is essentially how that word hill comes. Here we are encouraging households to segregate waste and initiating behavioral changes towards how waste is managed at household level. So the problem today is that if waste is not segregated at household level, then the whole responsibility of segregating falls on the system that is collecting the waste after it has already been mixed. So this is an initiative at that level. And especially we are also recognizing the efforts of waste workers and their contribution to their society by their efforts. If it was not for them, we would not be living in the kind of environment that we live in. So that's a summary of, I would like to say, of Hildari.
No, thank you very much, Jackie. As you know, when we were meeting one of these waste workers, her answer really was that actually I clean the environment. You are the ones who actually create waste, and she was so correct on that one. Sanjay, in addition to energy, you're also very passionate about water saving. So, would you like to share some experiences on how you are saving water not only within our own premises, but also encouraging others to save water?
Yes, Sanjay, like you mentioned that I personally very much attached to this, and water saving Nestle is giving me a platform where I really like working because of its commitment towards the environment. Uh, I am with the Nestle since last 35 years, and since last 35 years, I am saying that our company has always doing a lot of efforts towards sustainability, be it energy saving or water or greenhouse gases or the packaging or solid waste reduction. So that's the reason that this is a second company, and I never thought of leaving this company because of its commitment and values. Surely that when it comes to the water, we use in our company 3R, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. We do a lot of things and a lot of projects really on these subjects on 3R, and try to first reduce and then reuse and then recycle. Now, every years we have very aggressive targets and we meet those targets, but then slowly you'll know that low hanging fruits are gone, and during that period then we are running short of the ideas. Then it comes that we are in Nestle, we are using a lot of milk. we get the fresh milk. Fresh milk, I think in our Indian factories, we take approximately 1.5 million liters of milk per day in the peak season, and it contains approximately 85 to 88% of water. And then we thought of at one point of time that this water which we are taking out of the milk and then evaporating and then we are making the powder, why not we start using this water. Then with the help of our knowledge partners, we develop the technology, and we start using, and we are very happy to share that now the whatsoever milk we are getting in our two factory, Moga and Smalka, and whatsoever water we are taking out from the milk, and we polish that, and that water is made better than, I will say, that groundwater. It is a drinking water. It is conforming to the requirement of processed water requirement, and then we use in our factory. Now with this initiatives, we were able to reduce the water footprint by 25%. Now my right from the beginning, my thought was that yes, whatsoever we are withdrawing the water from the ground, actually we should focus that whether we should be not withdrawing more than that, we should be reducing, because our volumes are increasing day by day. Every day we are growing much better, and then similarly our water requirements also go high. So in Nestle, we do a lot of things really to make sure that our water usage goes down, and we recycle the maximum water, and whatever we generate waste water we are generating through the RO, we try to recycle. And at the moment, I will say that in last 10 years, if we have grown say by 35% on the volumes, but in terms of the groundwater withdrawal, we have not increased to that much. We have increased the water withdrawal only by 2, 3, or 4%. So that's, I will say that it is a good achievement. At the same time, I am also very proud that I am associated with a company where so much initiatives are there really to take care of the environment. That's what I share from my angle.
Thanks a lot, Sanjay. Very, very encouraging. I know Mansi is very passionate about sustainability. Mansi, would you like to share some more examples which we can get inspired by what you are doing both in your personal life as well as when it comes to your office? For example, you have already reduced the plastic straws and moving to paper straws. If there are any other examples you are working on?
Sure, sir. Before I get to some of the personal passion points that I'm working on sustainability, I would love to share with the audience on how this paper straws we will be taking also to the consumer with a partnership that I'm working on right now, and I'm quite excited about it. The Royal Challengers of Bangalore, the RCB team of IPL. Milo is an official partner of IPL 2021 with RCB, and they will be partnering with us in the upcoming IPL season to talk about the paper straw initiative that Milo and Nescafe RTD packs of Nestle will carry. So, as we talk, sir, I'm working on that campaign with them. We will be having a short digital film, and RCB will also be promoting because they believe in this the impact of such a change, and it really agrees with their business ethos, and they'll be partnering with us. Personally, at my own level, I try to do as much recycling of whatever material I can lay my hands on. Recently, I have, of course, one thing which I personally try to also do is not to take straws, even if paper straws are not available. When I go to restaurants or hotels or whatever, or order in, I try to not use any plastic straws. So these are the two things which I'm trying to do, as much as possible, reduce plastic usage around me in my house and in my daily life, and try and recycle the bottles, etc., and material, and try to make something creative out of it. So that would be my personal example.
Thank you so much. And as all of us at Nestle knows, on the Ocean Day a couple of years back, we all went to multiple locations actually to clean, whether it was a beach in Goa or a river here. So I know all three of you were part of that group which actually went and did the cleaning. Uh, Jackie, you also, we call Jai Kishan Jackie in office, so I'm using the same term. Uh, can I request you for your personal passion when it comes to sustainability and how you're working towards it?
Yeah, in my, I will split it into two parts. So if I take my own life, how I'm managing sustainability, how I'm putting things into perspective. So plastic is almost single-use plastic is almost nothing that I used in terms of poly bags, in terms of the plastics which come otherwise. So and in terms of working with colleagues, in terms of working with brands, I am also putting things into perspective, like bringing different materials. So we have a lot of materials like jute, like cotton, like and wood, which are actually made by people in India. So I'm trying to promote these at personal and professional level, so that we reduce the use of plastics, as well as do good for the people who are producing these materials, which are very sustainable, and help incomes of also people who are engaged in this business. And all these are fellow Indians. So I think sustainability can actually make economic sense also for a lot of people in the country.
Thank you so much, Jackie. I think it was very, very useful what you said. Sanjay, I know while you are very passionate about energy and water in the office, how are you sharing this passion with your family, friends, neighbors, and other colleagues?
Yes, sure. That one is that I always share with my family that whenever we are having the ACs, we should be using at 27, 28 degrees centigrade rather than putting at 24 or 22 degrees centigrade. Indirectly, it is an energy saving and it is a carbon footprint which is getting reduced. And second is surely that on the water, that whenever we do any kind of a things at home, even for example that everyone nowadays is having the RO. The waste from the RO we collect and we put into the plants. These are the few examples which normally I always educate my family members or even the friends or even in the society also. We have in our society we have some kind of a softening plant, and whenever they do some kind of a regeneration, I always told that they should be rather they are collecting now that water and they are putting into the garden and other things. So these are the few things which in society we really help educate, and this really work quite well. Especially and another thing is rainwater harvesting, which nowadays is also picking up in societies or in like in the metro also. If you see that over at trains are there and all the water collected is getting recharged into the rainwater harvesting. So wherever in our factories also we encourage that to collect, and instead of just going into the drain, we try to recharge back into the grounds. So these are the few things which in day-to-day routine as well as in our practice or in our factories we